Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to talk about choosing between two specific guns because people ask me about this all the time. They know I like revolvers, so they're considering between buying a Chiappa Rhino or a Smith & Wesson 686 or 586, and they send me emails or come to my live chat and say, hey, which one should I buy? Which one is best for me? And like I said, the options are generally a Smith & Wesson 586 or 686 or a Chiappa Rhino. And I'm showing you the 3-inch version of each here. That tends to be the most common barrel length people are looking at. Now, right off the bat here, I'm going to say that the answer to this question is almost always going to be buy the Smith & Wesson, the 686 or the 586. Not only are they a great gun, but they're probably the best overall guns ever made. In my opinion, for self-defense and everything else, range, home defense, etc., they are probably the best do-it-all gun ever made, especially when you get the Plus model with 7 rounds in it. So there's almost never a reason to get something else. But, and in this case, I have a big old but, you know what I mean, there are reasons why you would choose the Chiappa Rhino over the Smith & Wesson, but they're very specific reasons. Let's say you are recoil sensitive. You have suffered an injury. You have arthritis. You voted for Biden. I don't know, something that would make you unable to handle such a manly caliber like a .357 Magnum in the Smith & Wesson. Well, in that case, you're going to choose the Chiappa. Because even though the Smith & Wesson 686, 586 is the best handgun ever made, in my opinion, the Chiappa does one thing way better. Even though it's lighter and has an aluminum frame, it handles recoil a lot better. If you're recoil sensitive, it is the choice for you. If you're getting older, whatever, and you just don't want to have that higher recoiling Smith & Wesson revolver anymore, even though it's heavier, it still does recoil more. If you're tired of that, can't handle that anymore, well then the Chiappa is your choice. That's the one you would go with, simply because it handles recoil so much better. It is so much easier on your hands. Now there is one other reason you might choose the Chiappa over the Smith & Wesson, and that's simply the looks. If you look at it here, it's a very cool looking gun. It's very sci-fi looking. In fact, it's used in a lot of sci-fi shows. It's very popular in science fiction. It's just an awesome gun. It looks very cool. And since it is a revolver, meaning it's very reliable, it's still a great choice. So if you like the looks of this gun way better than you like the 686, let's say you want something cooler. You want something that's more hip, to carry on your hip, and that makes it more likely that it'll be on your hip because you like it. Well, then that would be another reason to choose the Chiappa. Even though it holds one less round than the Plus models of the Smith & Wessons, and it's not as good a gun overall, it's close. It's still a very reliable, capable, powerful handgun that is just slightly less capable than the 686 or 586. So it would be an awesome choice for you if you just like the aesthetics of it, if you like that cool sci-fi connection. That would be another reason why you would choose the Chiappa Rhino. But as I said, the best choice usually is going to be the Smith & Wesson, the 586 or 686, because as I said, one of the best guns, if not the best overall gun ever made. So unless you have special needs or you have special tastes, like you want something, like I said, that looks really cool, this is going to be your best choice, the Smith & Wesson gun. But also, there is one other reason you might want to go with the Chiappa, and that's if you go to a 4-inch. Because if you go to the 4-inch, not only is the gun cooler looking, but it also has a rail here in case you want to put a light on it, or a laser, or something like that. So it has a little bit more options here. There aren't any 4-inch Smith & Wessons that have rails on the revolvers. Now, you can get attachments that go on the top and replace the rear sight that can give you a rail, but as far as coming with an underlug rail like this that you can actually mount a light on very easily and it won't be in your way, the Chiappa would be your choice there. So if you want a 4-inch and you want to be able to put a light on it, that's another reason you would get the Chiappa. So in the end, both great choices, but unless you, like I said, you have special tastes or special needs, the Smith & Wesson is always the better choice, and I hope this settles that for good.